from Click to Heal, talking about preparations for your young dogs for fireworks season. It may seem a long way off, but planning ahead can really help ensure your dog doesn't form negative associations with fireworks. So these are my top tips for getting your young dog ready. Fear of fireworks is one of the most common causes of noise-related anxiety in dogs. Even seemingly confident dogs can be frightened by loud and unpredictable sounds and flashing lights. In general, we don't hear fireworks for about 9 months of the year, and then come November, they're quite a regular occurrence. And it's this sudden onset that makes many dogs fearful. The best way to help combat this is to start your training early, to allow your dog to slowly adapt to the upcoming season and all of those unfamiliar sounds. There are many free soundtracks of fireworks online that you can play to desensitise your dogs to the sounds. I look on YouTube, there's some quite good ones on there. Make sure the soundtracks you use have a good variety of all the different frequencies to cover all your bases. So start by playing these at quite a low volume, short duration, when your dog is happy and nice and calm. So I tend to do it when they're chewing a bone or a Kong. They could be in their pen or their crate. Watch their body language carefully for signs to see if you see any adverse reactions. If you do, then either lower the volume or turn it off and think about how you set it up differently. Ideally, your dog is noticing the sounds, but they're happy to continue chewing their Kong. So start with those few minutes every day. Slowly increase the volume and the length of time that you're playing the soundtrack to better mimic a real firework display. Remember to let your dog decide the pace of this. If it starts to show any signs of being worried, go back a step, maybe continue at a lower volume and shorter durations. Once your dog is happy with the louder firework noises while they're calm and resting, begin to put those sounds into other situations. So given that fireworks often go on for many hours during peak season, it will be helpful if your dog is able to function normally in other situations while fireworks are going on. So try playing the sound when your dog is just pottering in the garden, maybe when they're playing with their toys, maybe when you're doing a training session. Remember to do some of those training sessions after dark, as this is when obviously the real life situations are going to happen. You will need to reduce the volume again maybe in these new situations to keep the experience positive. Remember, they're learning in patterns. So if we put it into a new environment, it may mean that we've got to build confidence again. Okay, they're not going to generalise too easily. The amount of desensitisation needed is going to vary so much from dog to dog. So start training well in advance of the season. Even with all the right preparation in place, some dogs are still going to become anxious during that kind of prolonged period of louder bangs. So it's important to ensure that your dog has somewhere safe to go to during this time. Make sure you walk your dog early in the day when it's still light. Try not to leave your dog at home alone during fireworks, as you could potentially cause longer term separation anxiety issues. And I would definitely not recommend taking them to a firework display. Some people may think this is positive exposure, but you could cause more extreme fear. I like to prepare my dogs with a safe place which they can use to retreat to, especially if they need a break from mummy. I choose crates, but you could just have a quiet room. So to remember to leave your dog in peace if they're in their safe place, and remind the whole family to do that. So during fireworks, what I'm going to do is maybe make the TV volume higher or the radio volume higher. I'm going to shut all the blinds and curtains just to reduce that noise and to help kind of cut out any of the flashing lights. Remember, when dogs are startled, they can bolt from fear. So make sure your house and your garden is extra secure. Keep windows, doors and gates closed, and make sure family members are really careful as they come and go. We often feel compelled to kind of soothe our dogs when they're showing signs of fear, and we may fuss them and we may talk to them in a different tone. While some form of comfort can be helpful, it often reinforces your dog's fearful behaviour, and I think the fact that you're acting a little bit strange feeds that as well. Try not to react to the fireworks yourself. Oh, you know, because we're going to make our dog's fear worse, okay? Your body language is giving your dog information. So just be as normal as possible. Although I follow all of these tips, I also teach my dogs a cue called game on, which means mummy's going to start a game of tug. Once I can see over time that I've got a positive emotion connected to this word and the dog's getting the idea, then I'm going to make a sound prior to saying game on. When I breed a litter, I start connecting sounds to positive experience from about 3 weeks of age and continue this throughout their lifetime. So prior to firework seasons, I play this game after making a firework sound. So I play the firework sound, I say game on, and then I start a game of tug. Obviously, I can't keep this up for 5 hours on the 5th of November. But I find that just a game of catch or a game of tug for 20 or 30 minutes and combining this with some training to bring that arousal level down, and then they're happily settle with a bone for the rest of the evening. There are some dogs, especially some of the older dogs, that maybe their fear has developed beyond training and now need some careful management. If you're worried about your dog's reaction to fireworks and other noises and you think it's building up into a more serious phobia, it's really worth talking to your vet. They can look at anti-anxiety medication, pheromone diffusers, and possibly behavioural therapy. 2 routes that I would personally recommend would be Celio or CPD oil, the purple edition. And these recommendations are based on my client's feedback. Every dog is an individual, so always work alongside your vet to find the best solution for your dog. In the long term, there is a lot you can do to build and improve confidence with noises, and I cover this extensively in my online puppy training course. Fireworks are something we don't have control over. Someone has a birthday and all of a sudden there's fireworks. But we do have control over the way we prepare our dogs to cope with noises. By following these top tips, you're going to give your dog, especially young dogs, the best chance of having a very happy and hopefully relaxed firework season. So be prepared, get some training started. Good luck.